Hello everyone, welcome back to another video with me. My name is Cotton Candy Doll, and if you're new here, then welcome. Welcome all. Hi, this is a shifting video. You might hear some noises in the background, and you might hear some insanely happy laughter. I know it's kind of early for that. Um, sorry. I need to get my tea. I have not had tea this morning yet, and my voice, I don't know, it's just acting up today, but it's a-okay. So I'm going to tell you guys what happened when I went back to the My Hero universe. There's a lot of controversy going on right now between that, me, Frodo, Keigo, and Toshinori. So I ended up going back there, and I'm just gonna say like, you guys know my first plan failed. Trying to bring the kids to the carnival. That guy ended up being a bus driver, and I helped kidnap basically a bait and aid in like the kidnapping of all the kids. But then later they went back and rescued everyone at night. And I helped one from my friend who did that. They never caught the villain. So it was my duty and my privilege to do that because I feel like it's only necessary since I'm responsible for what happened to the kids, right? That makes sense. So a few things. So apparently, gosh, guys, is there anything I forgot to mention before I started this video? No. I'm so sorry that it's kind of late that I'm doing the video. I was meaning to do this video days ago, but I just could not get to it. And then I haven't actually been back there since, so it's really good. I'm going back there again tonight. So that means that you guys will get another video soon. Anyway, back to what happened. I shifted back to My Hero, and first thing I did was I went to Toshinori's house. Toshinori was asleep. I made sure to come early, like come in the night when he was asleep. And I brought with me my Starkiss 5. Okay. For Toshinori, I wanted to use my Starkiss because this is going to make him, this is going to put stars in his eyes, make him high, whatever. And it didn't matter that he was asleep. I just needed to make sure that I popped him, period. So I'm going to introduce my navigators to you next. So I took this with me. Ignore this thing here. The thing is, this was supposed to have my little squishy starfish on it. I actually brought a handful of those. I want to go and get them so I can show you them. You know what? Yeah. One moment. I'm going to go get those and I'll bring them up close so you guys can see, okay? And we're back. Sorry, guys. I thought I was way too close to you just now. This was the original member that was supposed to be sitting on top of. Sorry about the light, guys. Okay, I put it over my eye. This guy was supposed to be sitting on my Starkiss because he's a starfish. I thought it was super cute. Problem is, these squishies will not stay on anything you craft. So, I actually got like a handful of these. I got this one too. It's super cute. It's like a little cat. All of these little cute little, oh, they're so freaking cute. It'd be easy. I can make this and just throw it on top of my weapons and it'll be like my little navigators. Absolutely not. It just didn't work, guys. So, I just wanted to show you guys what I had in mind. Look at this cute little cat. Isn't he adorable? Anyway, I got these little squishies thinking they were going to do a good job. I did. I knew for sure I needed a navigator to go with me. Someone who can help me like measure the trajectory based off of the amount of inches they weigh, based off their body. This little rabbit would have been perfect because he's about 2 inches, and I was measuring the trajectory between 3 to 5 feet from where to fire because I actually did not have a scope for this gun. I didn't want to make one because it doesn't matter. Why doesn't it matter? Because when I go there, okay, so say I had this guy sitting on top. All right, so look at the distance between, oh, he fell. Okay, I'm just going to show you who I used, okay? This is Hachi. Everybody say hi to Hachi. Hi, Hachi. Hachi was handcrafted. I made him. I needed a navigator. And as you can see, he's about the same length. I made him about 2 inches. From my barrel, okay, this barrel, this alone, from here to the top barrel is about 5 inches, okay? And he's about 2 inches. So you're basically doing like a math problem when you're measuring the amount of distance. And from here to here is about 2.5 inches from this barrel from here. So if they're standing between 3 feet, no matter which direction I'm shooting from, which angle, I can kind of calculate where and how and whatnot. That's why I need a navigator for these places. These guys are perfect for that. I have this one here that I made. Yes, I handcrafted him from cold porcelain clay that I made from like ingredients around my house. I have been looking for clay I can use, but I don't really know. I mean, I feel like this is decent. It's air dry clay. I don't have to bake it or anything. And, I just made him in under like 10 minutes. Then for my love stroke, this one, because as you guys remember, I brought 2 guns with me. I decided to do that. For I have this guy. This is Kogi. Kogi is a snake. Sorry guys. I should have painted him a different color. Freaking light, man. But Kogi is a snake. He's about 3 inches. And the thing about him is that I can measure the distance between him too. So that's what these navigators are used for. They go on top. Okay. Recently I've taken them off because that's why I have this little here. I've taken him off because I want to paint him and possibly like redo the top part of this weapon. I might just do another one completely. Guys, I seem to be a lot better at crafting things than I am at drawing. I tried drawing Frodo several times. I just wasn't able to do that. And I wanted to make an announcement with you guys about what I want to do next in my next video. But that video probably won't come out for another 2 weeks because I have to do some explaining first. But I'll tell you guys after since I already started. So I took these 2 guys with me, each of them on a different gun. I came there in stealth mode and basically just started popping people. Toshinori was first, popped him in his sleep. Then I thought, okay, Keigo's next, because these are the guys that are closest to me. I definitely want to get rid of them, especially since I exposed myself to the enemy that time. So I decided, shoot, I was needing where, who I have not been able to find. I'm sorry, I got distracted. I wanted to use him in this video. I needed to use him as an example. Dang it, he's not here. Okay, I have no idea where he is though. So weird. Okay, so the next person I wanted to go to is Keigo because, like I said, these are the closest people to me, and I needed to like pop him next. And the thing about these guns are, this gun right now is extremely like bland. Like it won't do anything. It's not gonna hurt you. This gun, I definitely wanted to use this one on Toshinori because he was already asleep. This is a different type of high, okay? And it's perfect for what I wanted. I'm not gonna mention it on here because it's like prohibited, I guess. I'm trying to be more careful with my channel. I don't want it to get banned from here. So, and then so I took the love stroke with me for Keigo. I wanted to use this one on him. What this does is this basically decreases the amount of ambition you have, right? So like if your ambition is, it basically increases something you really, really love. Okay, it makes it tenfold. So if you love cupcakes, it's like, oh wow, I love cupcakes. Oh, I want a cupcake. I'm gonna make cupcakes. Like that's what these do to you. Okay, not dangerous. So I go to Keigo's house. Well, I don't really see Keigo anywhere. I hear Endeavor in the other room talking, and Frodo comes running out. Mama, he's running up to me, and I pop him. And when I pop him, he like sits down, and then he looks at me, blinking like this, like, and then he starts crying. So then Keigo comes running out of the room. What the heck's going on here? Popped him, and then Endeavor's like, hey, popped him too. So everyone's been pretty much popped. Frodo is the only one who's really immune to this. He's not old enough yet to have something he really loves like that. His brain is still like developing. So he is the most bulletproof person when it comes to this, which is why I don't understand. Never mind. I'll explain later. I basically went around my hero and I just kept popping everybody. And when I went to the school, I heard Principal Nezel talking in the office to Endeavor. And I came in there and I popped him. And when I popped him, he said, when I popped Nezu, Nezu got all excited, started talking about what he was going to build. And Endeavor, instead of, I was like, wait, I could have sworn I popped him earlier, right? But how did he get to the school? Guys, this was the villain, okay? He looked like Endeavor. And guess what? It wasn't Toga. It was some guy, some rando. And what happened was, so what this gun does is, because I didn't shoot him with the Star Kiss anymore, I put that one away after using it on Toshinori. This one will also expose. Also, this little guy, he sort of hinted to me that it was him because he changes color too. I needed these guys to be completely plain white. I couldn't have them any other color. So I basically left them their regular crafted color, which is like a white color. And as you can see, he has some cracks in him. Kogi has some cracks in him as well, especially at the bottom. But it just has, there's something really aesthetic about him. Like, I love holding him, and I think it's pretty cool. What was that noise? I'm going to go check something out. Okay, I'll be right back. 1 moment. Sorry about that, guys. So many distractions this morning. Also, I hate when I can see how long my video been playing for. It really is like something. So, did I sit back and how I did normally? I feel like I'm a lot closer to you guys. I'm so much closer to you than I was before. So anyway, so the villain immediately he changes back to how he looked. He was wearing like a bodysuit, a gray bodysuit, and he had long white hair. And I go, gee, this guy certainly looks really, really familiar. And he goes running down the hallway, and who comes running out? I was told there were no students at the school, period. Manetta comes running out of the room. And so I saw him running past me, and I popped him because I figured maybe maybe there's more than one villain. Maybe there's two. Manetta falls flat on the ground. I stop chasing the villain, and I look at Manetta, and he's laying there. He's unresponsive. He's not really moving. I keep running, and then I'm like, and as the villain got outside, Toshinori popped up. I am here. So you're the villain. Blasey, blasey, blah. All this, that, the third, whatever. Long story short, villain gets arrested. Okay, they put him in like an industrial security truck, and they drive him off to whatever location. Now the thing about this I chose this on Toshinori because the Star Kiss has minimal effects. It's very quick. It's not gonna last a long time. Love Stroke can last literally all day. So, and you remember the guys that go with it. This, okay? And this is important. All right? This is why. This guy is meant to be like a venomous, kind of like a venomous snake in a way. Okay? His venom is what makes this weapon so special because the amount of love and power you put into the snake. But yes, it's so darn cute, right? Anyway, he snapped out of it quickly, which is what I thought, because Toshinori has extraordinary healing ability. This would do absolutely nothing to him. So if it would almost be safe to say this is a more powerful weapon than that is. So let's just put these to the side because I won't be using them again or showing them to you. All right, because he got arrested. Principal Nezu, everyone else was still in Loop-de-Land except for the people I did not shoot, and those are the people I did not find. I didn't find Midnight. I did not find Present Mike. I didn't find Fat Gum. And so Fat Gum saw me holding a gun. Guys, For some reason, every time I run into Fat Gum, I'm always holding some kind of weapon. And it's harmless. Well, I don't know if it wasn't harmless the first time, okay? My very first travel there, someone did get shot, and I don't even know who that person was or what happened, whatever. I just know they got hurt, and then it was my fault but it was an accidental shift. It was my first time shifting there by accident. Originally, I had the idea to shift somewhere else, which I left out of the video because I was just so shocked and surprised I ended up at My Hero, and I was able to do it so many times after that. So, that's explained everything. Go away! I don't want to see how long my video is recording. Please stop. Anyway, it's not you guys, sorry. I don't need to flip out on you, so, whatever. Later on, Toshinori walks up to me. He's like, good job, Cotton Canada. We never would have found the villain if it weren't for you. Toshinori gave me the praise I wanted. I was so happy. But then he goes, look over there, though. What has happened to Mineta? I'm like, I don't know. Mineta was in the room. He came running out. I said, I thought he was the other villain. And he said, I sent Mineta here to get something. And I go, but you were asleep. How did you send him? He said, no, we had this talk yesterday. I'm trying to help him with a problem he's having. And I go, oh. Okay, well, let's wake him up. So Toshinori goes over to Mineta. He starts shaking him. Mineta, wake up, kid. Mineta, wake up. They go and get, I don't know what it's called. The stuff they put under your nose to wake you up. They do that. He still doesn't wake up. And so then, one of the ambulance or whoever they are, not ambulance, one of the officers checks his pulse. He's not breathing. He doesn't have a pulse. Okay. And Toshinori stands up slowly and he's like cotton candy doll. He doesn't even look at me. He's like, what is going on here? And I'm like, so the way the love stroke work is that for someone like Mineta, if he gets shot with it, it could be deadly. It could be critical because he has his own ambition working against him, because love stroke turns you into, it increases your love for something tenfold, right? But if you're already a love crazy wild man, I mean, it basically becomes like a potential poison through your body. So Mineta ended up being hospitalized. He's in critical condition. He's at the hospital. The only people that are mad about that are his parents, obviously, because I made a mistake with him. Okay, I did not know. Do I take back what I did? No, I don't. And technically, it's not really my fault that Mineta's in critical condition. That's his parents' fault. They shouldn't have made him such a pervert. I'm sorry. He's a really perverted person. And he should not have been. I know Toshinori sent him to go get something, but he said he didn't particularly send him in that class. But what was Mineta doing in that class? I don't know. Probably something inappropriate. Who knows? To the girls' seats or something. His parents obviously didn't give him enough exposure to the female, I'm not gonna say female body. His parents wouldn't do that anyway. He just wasn't. He didn't have enough exposure to them. He didn't have them as friends. She didn't do play dates with him. She didn't take him places. The thing is, when a kid is little, and there's another kid present, that kid usually will find friends. It doesn't matter if Mineta wasn't a pervert his whole life. He couldn't have been. I think when he got to that teenage stage, some people have a little more of it. But this person is almost like, if they're that much of a crazy wild person, like pervertedness, it's kind of just like, that's definitely a parent's fault. Just like I blame parents for if your child goes crazy when they get out of your house because you didn't expose them to, they were never allowed to go to parties, or you kept them locked up indoors, then yeah, they're gonna go insane when they get, I went insane when I was younger because I wasn't allowed to go anywhere or do anything, and I couldn't have friends over. I couldn't go to friends' houses. I couldn't drink. I couldn't even try a drink. Most parents will let their kids try a drink. Not to say I'm not saying they let their kids drink, but they'll usually let them try a sip or something like that, and then say, and a kid will usually go, yeah, it's no big deal. I don't even see what the fuss is. Some kids don't even like it. I tried when I was younger, I tried beer and I'm like, ew, it's freaking gross. Because I didn't understand the concept behind it, okay? I was never allowed to go to like friends' houses or anything like that, and I didn't learn about the important things I needed to know. So when I got older, I went crazy. I went wild. Okay, it was like being, it was like they took an animal out of a cage and it just went nuts. It ran over the place, just acting crazy. Just every little thing I did, all the stuff. So you know what I do about my job history? I don't even write it down. Okay, I don't write my job history down because I was ridiculous. Okay, ridiculous. This kid reminds me of me, just a perverted kid version, teenage version of me. Remember, Minetta's not a kid; he's a teenager, so he's in those years where he should have that curiosity. His curiosity is just way up here. Sorry, guys. So that's what makes his terrible. So he's in critical condition. He's at the hospital. Then Kago comes. I'm getting ready to leave the hospital. I'm like, I hope Minetta gets better. I said, you know what? I'll find a solution. I created this weapon. I'll create like a reverse weapon or something and shoot him with it. Toshinori goes, do not go near him again. And I'm like, so I'm getting ready to leave. Kago runs into me. And Kago's like, where are you going? And he puts his hand here. He's like, hold up. I'm like, what? He's like, you popped Frodo. I go, no, I didn't. I didn't touch Frodo. Because Frodo said you did. I said, Frodo's lying. Right, Frodo? Frodo can't talk, okay? He can't tell him anything. But I guess he, like, probably said, Mama, like, did this, like, bought me. But Frodo is the most bulletproof kid in that place. So, especially compared to my weapon. He's not even old enough yet to have that kind of ambition. He's not old enough to have anything yet. He's still developing. He is the safest out of everyone right now, even me. So if I got shot with it, I would react. He literally just turned 2. He doesn't have the mental capacity to hold on to anything yet, but he will start developing it over time. So I wouldn't use it, when he was like, I wouldn't use it if he hadn't just turned 2. He just turned 2. Come on. Kago was like, you should not have put him in danger because look at what happened to Minetta. I said, Minetta is a crazy pervert, and this gun is basically deadly to him at this point because it has that type of effect, because that's what it does. Oh, your weapon is so unpredictable. We don't know what could have happened. Something could have happened to Frodo. What if something went wrong? I said, nothing is going to go wrong because I'm a weapons specialist. I created this weapon. I designed it. I know what it does. And he goes, you're not taking this seriously. I can see that. And I'm like, I am taking it seriously, Kago. I am. And I walk past him and he goes, wait, I'm not done talking to you. And I go, and I snatch my hand away from him, like, get the heck off of me. And I started to say, get the F off of me. But then I remembered I was in the hospital and Minetta's parents were in there in the other room or whatever. I left out of the hospital. I was so mad, guys. I was so mad. I was leaving out. And then Endeavor was holding Frodo. And this is why I'm mad I don't have light series, because I can't show you guys what happened. Endeavor was holding him, holding Frodo. Frodo saw me. And I'm like, come on, Frodo, let's go. I might as well spend the rest of my day with you, since I don't plan on coming back here anytime soon. And Endeavor was like, do you mean that? I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to come back for a while. Because they're blaming and accusing me of Minetta being in critical condition. Yes, I shot him, but he shouldn't have been that much of a pervert. I'm sorry. And he goes, well, you have to see it from this way. I go, no. I was like, give Frodo to me. I'm going to spend my day with him. I came here. I'm not going back home yet. And I go to get Frodo, and Frodo's like, he's like grabbing onto Endeavor. I'm like, come here. I was like, so he's holding on to Endeavor, and I like snatched him. I'm like, give me my baby. He goes, okay, I'm giving him to you. You don't need to snatch him. And Frodo like turned around and was like reaching for him. So I held Frodo up in the air like this, and I was like, shut up. And he stopped. And Endeavor's like, okay. Then he kind of like laughed a little and smirked and put his head down. Like, okay. He's like, we'll see you whenever. And I walked off. But Frodo was like upset. He was just like, eh. He was like pouting the whole time, like making these little noises. Like, you freaking shot me. Like, yeah, I shot you, Frodo. You're not an exception either, okay? You could also be the bad guy. I don't know. I'm not gonna take any chances here. I'm not taking back anything I did. I don't think I did anything wrong. And if they're mad, then they can sue me for it or try to sue me. I probably end up doing some kind of community service. I didn't really want to hurt him, okay? He's just pervert. And my weapon just kind of works that way. Anyway, so I spent the rest of my day with Frodo. Frodo was literally being a brat, trying to like run away from me and stuff. And I told him, oh, you're so silly. You can't get away. Come on, baby. Like that. Like hugging him and stuff. He clearly didn't want to be hugged or kissed on, but I'm going to love on my child because I get that privilege. And you know something? I shift back here later. I gave him back to Endeavor later. I made sure to avoid Toshinori. I made sure just to shift to his house. Just to go back to his house and just give Frodo to him because I was just like, you know what? I'm going to fly over where they live, go over to Endeavor, give Frodo back to him. I just wanted to spend a little bit of time with my child. And I don't care if he's mad at me and doesn't want to go with me. Frodo doesn't have that choice. Okay, he's 2 years old, just turned 2, so there's that. And he doesn't understand. How does he even know that? Never mind. Anyway, I shifted back here. I had my guy come get me. He brought me back here. He like shook his head the whole time, just like whatever. You know what? You don't even call all the time when I call. You don't come all the time when I call you, so I couldn't call you and be like, hey, come get me, because you're not gonna come. So I got back here and I was thinking, Frodo is so precious to me. I don't know what I would do without my kid. I really don't. And so like I have a surprise for you guys. Um I don't know if you guys are actually into this sort of thing, but I figured this was a good idea. I talked to my friends on Discord about it to see what they had to say, and I think they think that is a really good idea. And you guys might be against it. Tell me your opinions in a comment. Tell me what you think. So I had the idea that I want to do a reborn birth and delivery of Frodo as a 2-year-old fetus. A lot of people are still confused about how Frodo was born, how he was brought to be. How was he your child if you technically didn't give birth? Because it was me giving birth. It was just me as a shell, as like a body. And so like in order to show you guys, I want to physically show you guys in this reality how it was done. So in order for that to happen, I'm gonna need I might have to make Frodo from scratch. I might have to create him. I might have to sculpt him. I'm a lot better at sculpting than I am at drawing. I have tried to draw Frodo several times. It just has not worked. It looks nothing like him. So I'm thinking if I sculpt him, I can use like a silicone mold to sculpt Frodo and make him into a reborn baby. Or, you know, if that doesn't work, I'll have to try to use a prototype, something that looks like him. But in order for in order to make Frodo, in order to recreate him how he was created, I need a couple of things. The most important thing I need is the T virus from the Umbrella Corporation lab. From the Umbrella Lab, I'm going to need the T and G virus, both of them, part A and part B, because he was made from 2 different viruses. I'm also going to need the vaccine because that's going to stop the mutation. Kego's love milk, yes, because he actually had to do that twice, like release it twice in the shell. I might just call it me later when I'm doing a demonstration so people don't get confused. But I want to do like a tube, a jar with like a mini size me in it and hold it up so you guys can see. But whenever you give birth, it's a very messy process. So I'm probably gonna end up handcrafting this myself. My video probably won't be for 2 weeks, but I need all the medical equipment. I need the lab coat. I need the umbrella logos. I need like the glass container. I need a weigher for the baby. I need an oxygen tank or mask. Apparently, they hooked him up to one when they got him out. And as you guys know, I originally created Frodo in RE4 because I went there thinking I could be head of, I wanted to be head of stars or something. I don't remember per se what I was trying to do. I just know I was trying to lead Leon's team to get Ashley a lot faster and safer. I had this whole plan that was foolproof and perfect. And then I get there and I ended up being head of Umbrella and I made this creature. And that creature turned out to be Frodo. So Frodo was originally a regenerator, and then but then he ended up being a baby. So then Keigo and Toshinori found out, and then Keigo was throwing a fit about how I need to give birth and was telling me to rescue him. I don't know if you guys remember that video, but it was this whole thing. And then the doctor, he basically was able to make a complete clone out of me based off of I'm not really sure what part of me he used, but I'm pretty sure Toshinori played a part in that because Toshinori has tied me up, drugged me several times. He probably even took some of my blood at some point. So that genius doctor, all he needed was just a simple strand or a simple cell of my body, and he could completely clone me. So basically, they made a clone of me with all of my DNA. So Frodo has my DNA. He has all of it. He has part my DNA and part Keigo's, which makes him our child. And of course, the baby making process still involved intercourse, just like for him to be born there in My Hero, they needed intercourse, of course. They needed to make the child naturally, how babies are made. So I probably explained all of that to you, like everything, but I'm gonna get all my equipment together. Um, the birth will be. I'm thinking I am gonna put him in an amniotic sac, but I need a 2-year-old fetus. I just don't know where I'm gonna find a 2-year-old fetus. But I want to reenact his birth because I wasn't there for Frodo's birth. Toshinori was there for the birth. The doctor was there for the birth. Apparently, Midnight was there for the birth. And of course, Keigo and the shell. Me, the other me or whatever. Which I guess she after she gave birth, her existence went void or whatever. Because I've never seen her. I've tried to run into her or something. Someone that looks like me, but never been able to. And her and Kegel don't have a relationship. For some reason, he chose me, the real me. And, Toshinori decided to share me. Oh, this whole thing is so complicated, guys. It's just crazy, right? I know. So I looked at where I could find the umbrella equipment. I might just make it myself. Um, the hard part that I'm worried about right now is not even the baby. Okay, because I have a backup plan if I can't find a 2-year-old fetus. If I can't craft him within the 2 weeks, I definitely want to just go ahead and get a reborn, a womb baby. But I do want to make my own because I want to make his umbilical cord and all that and all those things. And then I kind of want to put him under a light so you can see him inside. And I can kind of rotate and turn him. I know they have rules, prohibitions, not prohibitions, what are they called? Some things are prohibited, like you can't show the private areas, which I don't understand. You want to see the full sculpture of the child. I prefer dolls. If I do get a doll or something like that, I would want it to have all its parts. Even in my video games, like when I'm creating and crafting a character, I want them to have actual visual parts that separate them from male to female, like the organs, just in case you can't tell if it's a boy or girl, but they do that with clothes because it's easier. You don't really need to do those things. But just knowing they have those things makes you feel so much better as a creator, as a designer, or artist, or whatever. A lot of people don't want them to just look plain. It just makes them more realistic. It just brings them to life a little bit more. Not that you're going to show them. It's just, that, this makes him a boy because he has the chest. He has a six-pack underneath. Or this person has long fingernails. So we know that they're, a girl because we painted them and we did all these things. So I want my baby to have rooted hair because obviously Frodo has a head full of hair. You guys know he looks exactly like Hawks. He's got the blonde hair and the golden eyes thing going on there. Frodo can actually fly, but visibly, there are no wings on Frodo. I can't see any wings on him. He doesn't have wings, but he can float. He can go up, make himself float or fly. He is biohazard. He is a bioweapon. So I'm gonna need those Resident Evil bioweapons from the lab to make Frodo. So I'm gonna inject him and do all that stuff. It's gonna be so cool. You guys get to see me be like the creator, the doctor of Frodo. And of course, there's the question of Kego's love milk. I don't know how I'm gonna get that here, but I'll figure out a way. I might have to use just a prototype of milk. I don't know. But yeah, I need 2 vials of the milk, and I'm gonna need to combine the T virus A and the G virus B into them because he's 2 mutated viruses in one. And then I need a vaccine to stop the mutation. There is so much going on here, guys. But yes, I am in my next video. I probably won't do that yet until I have it ready. But I'll keep updating you guys on when. I don't want to wait more than 2 weeks because I'm putting this video out early and I don't want people to forget about the surprise that I have in store. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to adjust the camera. That one time we did like a tea party thing on here where I had tea and talked to you guys. You couldn't really see too well. I might need to get like a selfie stick or something. Um, and my camera, I can't take it off and show you guys. I was about to grab it, but it would have messed up my camera. It's basically a Logitech. It's for my computer, so I'm thinking I'll probably just set it up high on top of some books. So that way you guys can look down on the whole scene and see the birth and delivery of Frodo. Yes, it's going to be a very messy birth because when I cut open the amniotic sac, water is going to come out. I want to put liquid in there. I'm not sure if I want to use water. I might want to do like a saline. I'm definitely going to need like some type of tubing for the feeding tube for him because he was in the feeding tube before all those things happened. So Kegel did all that, and then there was the shell. And what happened was they put it inside of her, and then she was able to give birth like that. And then Frodo was born. So it is very confusing, but at the same time, and then also the fact that you guys are probably, your mind is probably like, huh? You're probably like so confused right now. But so Kegel needed 2 separate viruses in him. He needed a part A and a part B of 2 different genetic variants because those are the ones that were in Frodo's bodies for him to exist. They needed to inject the T virus into, they injected the T virus into Kegel. So Kegel was infected for a short period of like 3 to 5 minutes while he, got it jacked off or whatever. The doctor is so brilliant, he made it so that the virus would exit him through that release of his love milk, the first one. Then right after, immediately after, he injected him with the second one. And Kegel had to get started right away on the foundation. And then he made it so that, the doctor once again made it so that he could leave out through his love milk and go into the female with that. So afterwards, I think he did it again because he was afraid he could still get infected. Even though there was a guarantee that Frodo would enter, there wasn't a guarantee that Kegel would be safe. This was very reckless and very like what's the word? It was reckless and kind of selfish. He wasn't thinking about anyone else, just the child. Again, he wanted to save the child. That is 100% why he did it, despite the circumstances of having to have someone next to you holding a syringe while you do this. I don't know how he was able to still do that with someone right there. And if it took him longer than 2 to 3 minutes to release any of the viruses from his body, or if it wasn't done within a certain amount of time, yeah, he had a risk of being infected. So he had to get that out of him as fast as it got in him, which is ridiculous, right? And then he did it a third time because he was afraid he might be infected. And he immediately after he was shot with the vaccine, and then the baby was shot with the vaccine, but they inserted it through her abdomen area. They put the vaccine in there because the baby will be coming out. They didn't inject it directly into her because they didn't want that virus in her body, if that makes sense. It went directly to the baby when the baby was delivered. There is a lot that went into this. The birth was just crazy, okay? You guys, I tried my best to explain it, but I'm going to visually show you guys in the next 2 weeks or whatever, or 2.5 weeks. I'm going to try and do this as soon as possible. I'm really excited about it. I deserve this. I deserve to see the birth of my child because I wasn't there. Tell me what you guys think of it. Tell me if you think it's extreme or crazy. I just love this idea because it's going to be a lot of fun for me to experiment with this and see like And then there's the question, I need to make sure I have all the equipment for it. I need to figure out where I'm going to get the syringe from. Um, I'm going to need some really good material that I can, put the needle, that I can kind of put these ingredients in, and that I won't, because I don't want the amniotic sac to break once I inject it with the virus vaccine. So yeah, this is going to be a lot of work. I have a lot of work to do, guys, but I'm really excited. And I'll also keep, in all the videos I do from now on, I'll keep updating you guys on what'll happen. But yeah, that's my big announcement. So we will be doing a labor, birth, and delivery of Frodo within the next 2 weeks. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be epic. I'll probably pre-record it and then I'll do it as like a live stream video so you guys can talk, so we can talk, and I can kind of explain to you guys what I'm doing in the process. In the meanwhile, I have to worry about this issue with Minetta, so I might be making a third gun. I'm thinking I'll do it as it'll basically be like a null. It'll nullify, nah. It'll nullify what is happening to Minetta right now. But I'm pretty sure that genius doctor can come up with a cure. He's able to do anything, right? But these guys did a good job. I can probably finally paint them now, which I'm happy about. They don't have to be this plain color anymore. Say hi, Haji. Haji, Koji, we're your friends. We love you. Yeah, so I'm like I said, I'm much better at crafting than I am at drawing. So this is gonna be really exciting. I can't wait to see what happened, you guys. I can't wait to keep you guys updated. Um, I do want to make a lot of stuff with clay. Let me know in the comments what's the best type of clay you think I should use. This is obviously homemade clay. I made it from cornstarch and glue and oil or whatever. And it air dried on its own, but air dried with a lot of cracks. Yeah, I don't know what to do about these cracks. I don't know how you smooth them out or whatever. I'm just gonna paint over them. Anyway, if you guys like my video, don't forget to give my video a like. Okay? If you hated it, then you know what to do. Also, don't forget to ring the bell. That way you're notified when other videos like this one become available. Ding! And I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to tell me what you think about this whole thing. I would really love to hear your opinion. Yeah, and I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.